Nick, I want to talk about changes you made over the years to your courses. How long have you been doing um how long have you been doing this, the training thing?
So, so I worked for another company for probably 4 or 5 years before I started my own. So I've been
Hmm.
doing Velox for 4 years now.
Okay.
Yep.
But that's like pretty substantial times. You've been doing this thing. And what have you changed over the course of that time?
Oh, dude, I've changed so much stuff. Like if you took my class this past weekend and you took it again 6 months from now, there will be different stuff in the class. Um, my class is like routinely changing just because I'm constantly going out and shooting and like trying to test this stuff out or trying to like figure out new things. And if I find that something is like, more important, like, or maybe it's like, hey, how we go over grip or how we go over transitions, like I'm going to boot something out and replace it with the thing that I think is more important. So like things typically change like quite often in the class. And it's just based off of like a lot of the stuff that I'm trying to work on at the time, or what I think is more and more and more important. If that makes sense.
Yeah. Well, I know that Joel was really impressed with you when he trained with you the first time or whatever, and he's like, "Yep, Nick is like this Nick guy's changing up all the stuff in his classes."
That Joel. He's such a nice guy.
Well, you'd be surprised how rare that is.
Yeah. Oh, I know. Dude, I think most instructors just practice their drills that they usually teach, that they've been teaching forever. That might be their practice, right? Um, maybe you have some standards that's like that's the shit that they're gonna go practice. Like you see it all the time. I'm not gonna say any names, but like there's like YouTube stuff that you can go watch where it's like, yep, that's that guy's standards, and like that's what he's practicing during his range day. And I just find it to be like counterproductive. It's like if that's all you ever do and you just like stop learning new shit, like how does your class ever get better? It's like it doesn't. It's just like stays the fucking same forever. I think it's really bad.
It's a hard thing for guys. Like you need to be changing the class all the time, but it's not so much like you're wasting your time doing it the way you're doing it now. It's just things evolve over time, and it's helpful to get keyed in on that, figure that out,
For sure.
and then be driving some of the changes.
Absolutely. And like I think in the beginning too, like I was like as an example, like I was doing more mechanic stuff, like
Yeah.
draws, reloads. And then like the more I did it, the more I'm like, nope, like I need to spend way more time on grip. I need to spend way more time on vision. So like that other stuff like gets kicked out because I don't feel like it's as important as the stuff that I see like the majority of people having issues with. So I think
Well,
like the
yeah.
the
Yeah. I
biggest
mean,
change is like just showing people how to train. Like what do they need to do when they leave there? Because that's always the question. Like I've had people come to class and they're like, "What should I do when I get home?" And I'm like, "All of this, right? Like all this
this is
stuff
what
that
we're
we did."
doing.
Yeah, like this is how to train right here. But I think a lot of classes are like structured to sound like, hey, you're going to come to this class and you are going to get really, really good in 2 days. And I think that is just 100% like a freaking marketing scheme to get you to come.
It's
Because
not true.
it's not.
It's
No,
not true.
it would like they would have to perform magic for that to actually happen. Like getting good takes time.
Oh my